So the first method that we're gonna tackle today is the bisection method. This is the one of the convenient solutions in numerical analysis because this is easy to use and its steps are not that complicated. And its disadvantage somehow is this is a tedious solution because when you have so many iterations, it is hard to solve the equations in one variables using bisection method. And to further discuss the steps on how we're gonna use the bisection method, it just goes like this. First is we set uh, or we find the intervals of our roots. Okay, so let's say A and B, okay, for the roots. So in this method, we know that in a certain equation, its roots always have a range. Say for example, an equation has its roots between 1 and 2. Okay, so we find the intervals, or sometimes in the problem, it is given that the intervals are given. Second is we find their intersection. Okay, so we find the intersection of the intervals. Wherein the formula is just a plus b all over 2. Okay, so simply put, that's just the midpoint of the intervals. The third step that we're gonna, the third step in this solution is we find for the values of f of a, wherein we substitute the value of the interval within our equation. So we find the value of f of a, we find the value of f of b. So we're just gonna substitute the values of the intervals onto the given equation, and then we find the answer. And then lastly, you find the value of the equation when you substitute the intersection. Now, after finding for the uh, value of the equation or its answer, we compare, okay, we compare the results. So you just compare the results. So in comparing the results, we take note that we need to find the results with opposite signs. Okay, so say for example, the value that we get for f of a is a positive 1. The value for f of b is a negative 1. And the value for f of c is a positive 1. So we always select the intersection and then we choose on the intervals wherein opposite yung sign niya dun sa nakuha natin dun sa value. So we have f of b, which is yung opposite sign ng intersection natin. Okay? So what if naman ang nangyari is f of a is negative and then lumabas sa f of b is positive and then f of c is positive. So, kung kukunin nating intervals is yung f of c and then yung f of a. So, after nating ma-compare kung alin yung opposite signs, we go to step 5. So, step 5, okay, is now we select new intervals. So, let's say for example, dun sa step 4 natin, ang nakuha natin ay ito. So therefore, magiging bago na nating intervals, say C and B. Okay? And then we just repeat step 2. Okay, so ilagay ko na lang dito. Your step 6 is to repeat step 2. Okay? So you just find the intersection, say letter D. It's just C plus B. And then over 2. And then you just repeat this, okay, until several iterations, okay, and then until you get close to the result of the root. So the more iterations we have, the more accurate and precise our answer will be. Let's say, for example, you want to solve a equation, okay. We are given an example of an equation, okay, wherein f of x is equal to cosine of e raised to x. Of course, we cannot solve that by just using algebraic solutions. We can solve that by using our calculators, but we're tackling today about bisection method, so we're gonna use bisection method for this. Okay, so the graph of this function looks like this. So the graph of this equation just looks like this. This is not the actual graph, but it looks like this. So just to give you a quick background on how to use the bisection method, say we choose an interval, okay, say this is interval A, okay, okay, that's your interval A, and let's say you have your interval B in here, let's say in this place. So that's interval B. So we just get the intersection wherein it's in the middle of these two lines. So it's not the middle. So we find the middle, which is ayan mag-middle. So gawa na lang ako, for example, dito. Dito yung middle niyan. So D straight. So dito. C. And then sabi natin is hahanapin natin kung saan nagkakaroon ng sign changes. Pero makikita natin that dito, on this graph, this is a positive number. And dito, this is a negative number. So therefore, this will be our new interval. Okay? So, this will be our new interval. And then, we just get the interval of it again. So, we just say draw an intersection between them. So, in this. So, hindi talaga yan. Pero, around dyan, yung intersection nila. So, ayun yan naman gumitna. So, let's say dyan na lang, exactly. And then, you just find the sign changes. So, nagkaroon ng sign changes dito sa gitnang to. So, we'll just zoom on the graph dito, no? So ito na yung parang zoomed na graph niya. So, pag zoom mo siya, ito yung intersection mo. Yung dalawang to. And then, syempre, sa gitna yung parang intersection niya. Okay, so hindi talaga siya gumigitna. Pero ayan. And then, you just choose kung alin yung nagsasign change sa kanya. And then, buburahin mo lang. And then, ito na siya ulit. And then, gagawa ko lang ulit ng bagong intersection sa kanya. Okay? So, ito na yung magiging bago mong intersection. So, dito nagkakaroon ng sign change. So, mabubura ulit natin ito. Okay? Then, mag-zoom ulit yung graph natin. Okay? Say, for example, no? Buburahin ko ulit and then mag-zoom yung graph mo. Sobrang close na niya dun sa ano na ganyan na siya ka-steep. Hanggang sa paulit-ulit lang natin gagawin yung ating steps. So, ganun lang. Ganun siya yung simple way of explaining this method. So this is A, this is B. Just find their intersections again. Yan, hanggang sa dumapo na siya dun sa interval na yan. Kung makikita nyo, halos dumapo na siya dun sa ating Cartesian plane yung graph natin. Ibig sabihin, malapit na tayo dun sa roots natin kapag ganun. Malapit na tayo ng palapit. Or maybe, nahit na nung graph natin or nahit na yung bisection natin, yun talaga ang roots natin. So ayun. Meron ding disadvantage din ang bisection method pagdating sa complex solutions or complex equations. Sabihin natin, given tayo ng f of x na x minus 5 raised to 11. Actually, yung itsura ng graph niyan is napakahirap kasi almost flat yung kanyang graph. Ganyan yung itsura niya. Almost ganyan yung itsura ng graph na yan. And kung gagawa tayo ng intersections, sabihin natin intervals dito, okay, and then dito, mahirap siya kasi yung equation mo is merong flat na graph. So, sabihin natin nandito. So, hindi natin masyadong mapipinpoint kasi nag-flat na yung graph doon sa manong yan. So, yun yung parang disadvantage ng method na ito na hindi natin siya magagamit sa mga complex equations tulad nito. Okay? Pagdating naman sa number of iterations or yung sinasabi natin na processes kung saan ulitin natin yung method na ito, makadepende ito kung saan makikita natin kung kailan nagiging tulad-tulad na yung answers or wala na siyang difference masyado doon sa isa't isa. Sometimes, pag dinamihan natin yung iterations, umuulit na lang or sometimes mapapansin natin na yung sagot natin lumalayo lalo. Okay, so titignan natin kung saan yung ating intervals or yung differences doon sa roots na nakukuha natin ay halos magkatulad na lang or meron na lang sabihin natin ay kaunting difference or slight error doon saan natin. So, limited to, okay, yung number of iterations natin or sabihin natin, sometimes kasi given yung iterations natin na sometimes sabi ko nga ito ay given yung number of iterations. Pero yung note ko na lang siguro dito is kung kailan na lang yung roots natin ay magkakaroon ng small difference. Okay? Roots have small differences siguro. Okay? Doon yung time na mag-i-stop na tayo. Okay? Doon sa paggamit ng bisection method. Kasi alam natin na yun na yung nearest answer or let's say approximate answer doon sa ating equation. So that is for the bisection method.